I think we all work.
Especially during rehearsal. We all sing. Yeah.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me. Good morning, everybody. It is not quite as early as it usually is. I'm having a very hard time getting going this morning, but I woke up before my alarm. I woke up at like 3:50, believe it or not. Um, and I just didn't want to get out of bed. It's starting to get colder, and it makes it really hard to get out of bed. But I did, and I got going for a minute, and I had my breakfast, and then and then I took a little nap, and now I'm here. I'm here, and I'm tired, and but I'm going to stay ahead of the seasonal affective disorder this year because I just, yeah, it's just really hard though. My body just wants to sleep when it's dark, and when it's dark all the time, guess what? I just want to sleep all the time. But like yesterday, I was so productive and I got so much done. I didn't even take a nap on a Sunday. Um, I don't know, maybe I just am tired from that, but here I am. Here we are. Happy Monday, everybody. Uh, yeah, what's new? Nothing really. I'm going to Phoenix on Saturday to see my friend Angelina and my friend Eric, and we're going to see Chelsea Handler. She's performing there. So that'll be fun. I'm literally going to the Eras Tour movie Friday night, and then the next morning I get on a plane and fly to Phoenix. And I just checked the weather there, and it's supposed to be 90 degrees. So I have to pack for summer, which I don't know. It's still like warm here, but it's cold also. It's supposed to get cold this week. Anyway, this isn't important. I like Phoenix. I've only been there probably, I think, once, and I went with my friend Lakota, and it was one of the funnest trips of my entire life. We just drove down. We stayed in this divey, sorry, we stayed in this divey motel, and literally, I wonder if I can find pictures of it. I'll have to put it on my story or something. But we were like, it was. Let me set the scene. In the parking lot was a McDonald's and a truck stop, and a freeway entrance was literally in the parking lot of this motel. And there were like four or five different buildings, and I think we were the only ones in our building. It was ones where like the doors are outside, um, and like there were old fridges sitting outside on like on the in the hallway area, um, old um, air conditioners. The TV was like fat. It was like one of the old TVs. Um, my Lakota's bed had cigarette burns through every layer of her bedding. So either they didn't um, change the sheets, or the maid afterwards got done and had a cigarette and burned her cigarette through every layer of her bedding. I sat in a chair and it went like lopsided, like it was about to collapse. We had three hangers, and they were those wire hangers from the cleaners, and they were like all bent and stuff. What else? I went to call the front desk, and I picked up the phone and put it to my ear, and the cord ripped out of the phone. Um, Down by the pool, I'm surprised they even had a pool, but down by the pool, they had like these awning type things, and there was like just a Barbie head on the awning. It was fun. Like I've always wanted to stay in like a motel like that, just like a cheap like roadside motel. And Lakota was so mortified. She's like, "I'm so sorry I got this motel." I'm like, "I don't care. I think this is so fun." Like, oh yeah, there's a bed bug epidemic now, and I'm guaranteed that place has them. But yeah, that's the last time I went to Phoenix. And this time I will not be staying there. I'll be staying at my friend's house. It's funny though, when I went, we stayed there, but we went like and hung out in Scottsdale, which is like night and day difference. We really went from like hearing I don't think we heard gunshots, but it was quite sketchy to seeing Bentleys and, all these fancy cars on the road, and it was just quite the difference. But I honestly don't know where I'm staying this time. I don't know what part of town. I don't know much about Phoenix, but I'm going, and it's going to be 90 degrees, and so I get to pack for summer, which is fun because I get to wear shorts and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I kind of am ready for fall, like fall clothes and all that stuff. But like, I packed because I have to pack my suitcase every week to go when I go to work because I stay up north, so I don't have to drive as much. And I hate packing. I literally hate it so much. I tried to be productive yesterday and pack ahead of time, and I didn't. I didn't pack much, but it just felt weird. It felt so just not right because I literally pack like 5 minutes before I leave anywhere. I hate packing so much, and so I think I just stopped packing because it just felt strange. But I packed last week like a long sleeve shirt, like a vest and pants and stuff, and it was still like 80 degrees. I'm like, okay, but it's cold in the morning. I don't know, just the whole like cold in the morning, need a jacket. Like yesterday, I literally got up and it was cold in the house and I started a fire. And then I went outside to take out the trash or something and it's hot outside. And I'm like, what is going on? And then by the afternoon, it was just so scorching hot in this house. I'm like, I'm not turning on the air conditioning. I'm just rambling at this point, but someone said that they want me to talk about my life more, and this is what my life consists of, is starting fires in the morning and contemplating turning the air conditioning on in the afternoon. But yeah, speaking of fall though, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Um, there's corn mazes, and they've partnered with Reba McEntire, and it looks like they cut out the shape of her head and then write her name in the corn mazes, and like the catchphrase or slogan is "Get lost with Reba." And the from what I heard, we went and bought some hay the other day from these people, and they own all uh, the corn mazes that do this. They own like 60 of them. It says there's 40 that are doing the Reba thing, but they own like 60 total. So for my Utah people, if you want to get lost with Reba, you can go to Spanish Fork. It's really like Lakeshore. It's just west of Spanish Fork. But yeah, you can go get lost with Reba in the corn maze at Corn Bellies. Apparently, it's to um, give promo for her new book. Uh, Not that fancy. Simple lessons on living, loving, eating, and dusting off your boots. And I thought it was going to be like a novel or a memoir, I guess, but it's not. It's like a coffee table book, and it actually looks really nice, and I kind of want it. She like does like recipes and just pictures of her life, and I think home decor and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun. It comes out October 10th. You can pre-order it now. I might get that. I might get it for a Christmas present for me. Who knows? I might treat myself. But yeah, let's see. Let's do songs that have reached 1 billion streams, which that's a crazy number. Um, Spotify has a playlist, the Billions Club, and it's every song that's over 1 billion. Which at one point there wasn't very many songs, and now there's quite a few. But TikTok by Kesha just hit 1 billion on October 2nd, which I love because I still remember hearing that song for the first time. It was back when iTunes was still like relevant, and like I just remember like doing the sample. You know how you can listen to it for like 30 seconds or something, and just being instantly hooked. That's when you know a song is good. Is when the second you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, this is good. Like this is it's kind of like Greedy with Tate McRae right now. Like everyone's obsessed. That's how it was with me. Like I literally was putting up Christmas lights to that song, and I listened to it over and over and over and over again, like nonstop. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. It's back when like the pop renaissance was about to happen, and I'm just glad it finally has its moment. But it's just funny to see like that one took I don't know what 12 years to reach 1 billion, and on here Flowers hit 1 billion on. This is like I try to do them like with between like August and now, But I saw Flowers on there. It hit a billion on May 4th, which I think everyone knows it's the fastest song to reach a billion streams. But I just wanted to put it on there because it was released January 13th, and by March 4th, it already hit a billion streams, which is so crazy. That is like, that's insane. But it's a good song. I love it. And she said that it was supposed to be like a sad song. It wasn't I can buy myself flowers. It was I can't buy myself flowers. It was kind of like a not a breakup song, but just like a sad like nostalgia. What am I trying to say? Like missing you song, I guess. But then she decided to make it like a anthem, like a powerful like empowerment song, and she changed it to that, which is good. The demo version where she's like playing piano was on my sleeping playlist because it's just like soft and a good song to listen to when you're trying to just relax. But yeah, let's see. Bad Romance hit a billion on August 15th. The music video hit a billion a couple years ago, and I will say, till the day I die, that is the best music video of all time. If you haven't seen it, I don't know where you've been. I literally would have movie nights. Just make people watch that music video over and over and over again. It's so good. And they like had a tight budget, I think. Like it's all filmed in this warehouse, but it's just done so well. I can't get enough of that music video. Lover and Young and Beautiful. Lover by Taylor Swift, obviously, and Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey. I saw on Twitter it said they hit a billion, but I checked today and it's still like 999 million. Like so close to a billion. And my guessing is that it just hasn't updated yet on Spotify's system. So those are probably a billion right now. Anti-Hero hit a billion July 24th. Toxic also hit a billion July 24th. Britney Spears' Toxic. I like Toxic. I don't think it's her best song. Like everyone's always like, when I heard Toxic, it changed me forever. Or Toxic's the best one. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, to each their own, I guess. Summertime Sadness hit a billion on August 8th. So yeah, lots of billions songs. I don't know. I always am curious. I wish you could go back and see your Spotify history from all time. Like remember on iTunes when you used to plug your iPod in and it would like refresh or update or whatever and it would tell you how many times you'd played that song. Um, I miss that. I wish they'd do that on Spotify, and I wish Spotify would do like monthly reports because I don't know. I just like to see all that kind of stuff. I like to see um, because you kind of forget, and then I think just a year is too long to see what song you're listening to. I like Spotify Wrapped. That's like my entire personality come December, and I truly base my whole listening around that. Like I won't listen to music literally on any other playlist or what am I trying to say? Streaming platform. I don't listen to like the CDs or the records I get, even though I still buy them, because I want my I want my Spotify rap to be good. Um, and mine is like the most basic white girl Spotify rap you could ever imagine. But I don't care. I love that. There's nothing wrong with being basic, by the way. Me and my cousin were talking about this. There's a reason basic is a thing. There's a reason Stanley Cups are good. There's a reason Uggs are good. There's a reason like things are popular, and it's because they're good. It's because they work. It's because they're fun. Like there's nothing wrong with having like some things you like to keep, like like you have a band or a certain type of I don't know coffee. I don't drink coffee. Just like some kind of niche thing that no one really knows about. That's kind of fun. But I love loving things that people love. I think it's so fun to just collectively love something so much and get to like talk about it and share it and just I don't know, be overly excited about it with other people. I just love that. I don't get why people hate that. And I don't get why people don't like it. It's just interesting to me. Um and I honestly forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Spotify Wrapped. Anyway, it's I think I got an email a couple weeks ago saying that Spotify Wrapped was getting ready to start doing their, whatever. Um, and that makes me so excited. I love seeing people's Wrapped at the end. Like, I love when people post about it. People are like, "Oh, I don't want to see that. No one cares." I care. I care. Please. If you don't want to post it, send it directly to me because I want to see. I love seeing just, I don't know, what everyone's been listening to and what everyone's been up to. But I will say though, not last year, but the year before, it said my most listened to song was "Stay" by Justin Bieber and the Kid Laroi, and I can't tell you how wrong that is. So I'm not sure how accurate this thing is, and I think Payola definitely had something to do with this. Payola is like if an artist, it seems like it's too good to be true um that their music's doing that well. Like it's on the radios constantly. It's on a million playlists. It's most likely because their record labels are paying for them to be on there. Um, and I don't think I listened to "Stay" by Justin Bieber over 100 times. Now, the year before, I think it was, I listened to Dua Lipa's "We're Good" 135 times, and I can tell you that's accurate. It might be not quite accurate. I probably listened to it more, but I don't know. I just that bugged me when it said the Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber's song was my number one. I'm like, I do not think that's true. I don't. It'll be interesting to see who my top artist is this year. It's usually Katy Perry or Taylor Swift, and I think it'll be Taylor Swift this year just because of the Eras tour and all that stuff. But it'll be interesting to see because I listen to them both a lot. But yeah, that's our billions recap and Spotify Wrapped coming up recap. But yeah, so let's see. Ariana Grande and her husband finalized their divorce. Dalton Gomez, he's a realtor from I don't know where he's from, but he lives in LA, obviously. But they finalized their divorce. They what they filed for divorce 3 weeks ago, but apparently they've been separated for 6 months, is what they said in the paperwork. And he got a payout of $1.25 million, which is crazy. But also, it's probably like $32 in Los Angeles, which is so sad to say. I wonder if you had to pay taxes on that. Does anybody know that? Has anybody got divorced? Do you know if you had to pay taxes on the money you get from a divorce? Let me know. I've never been divorced, so I wouldn't know. Um, he also gets half the money from the sale of the house, obviously, which is usually what happens. But apparently they met like during COVID and got married during COVID. I remember that. And at that point, like nothing was going on in the world, so pretty much everyone was at home. And then once she started going back out and being a pop star again, he didn't like all that attention. This is coming from a source. Which source? I don't know. Um, so he was just used to it being those two and just being at home and being kind of low key. And then when she started working again, he didn't like it. So um, that's kind of what led to the divorce. Also, the whole that guy that played SpongeBob on Broadway thing. Yeah, that whole mess. I don't know a lot about that, but I think it's kind of died down, and I think it's just because people have stopped talking about it. Um, but the guy that played SpongeBob on Broadway, they play in Wicked together, and apparently he had a brand new baby with his wife and all this stuff, and then when he had that fling with Ariana, I don't even think they're together anymore. But yeah, his wife left him. It's just kind of crazy. But I think that had something to do with Ariana getting divorced too. Well, yeah, but her husband was not famous. He's just a regular old realtor. So, yeah. Ed Sheeran apparently has his grave already dug in his backyard, which is kind of morbid if you think about it. But sounds like, is he British? I don't even know what he is, but that sounds like a very British thing to do. He says it's like covered up by a rock or something, but it's already ready to go. And he's like, I just have known a lot of people that that pass away and nothing's prepared, like they have no will and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, there's a difference between having a will and having your grave already dug. Like, I feel like people can handle that. Like, it's not that hard to do. Um, like, yeah, I guess have your will ready, especially if you have that much money. Payola also as well for Ed Sheeran. There's just no way. I'm sorry, there's just no way. Although when you see his concerts, they're always full. So who knows? Maybe he is more popular than I think. I just, I'm sorry. I am. I'm trying to be neutral here, but I just have a really hard time with him. Um, yeah. So I guess when his time is ready to go. Apparently, he's not moving ever because he's got his grave dug. Could you imagine buying a house and like going out in the backyard and seeing that the grave is already or dug? I don't know. Like, what does he do if he decides he wants to leave? He's gonna go like fill it full of dirt. That'd be interesting. Kylie and Timothy were spotted getting out of a car in Paris. This was last month. This was like, I guess what day is it? The 9th? So it's not that long ago. It was the end of September. They're getting out of a car in Paris, and that's all. I just love them so much. I love them together so much. I can't even tell you. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm obsessed. I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed. And yeah, I will be following till the end of time, till the day I die, till, you know, God forbid they break up. But I don't know. She looks really happy. They both do, and they're always like holding hands. They're always like touching. So I think that's a good sign. Like usually if you don't like somebody, you don't want to touch them. So we're still in the honeymoon phase. Who knows how long that'll last? Um, it probably helps too that they're both so busy. Like she's always, doing something. She's always flying somewhere. Did you guys see it was last season, which wasn't even that long ago, when Kylie went to London to see all of her products in these stores, and they went to lunch afterwards. It's when she FaceTimes Kendall, and in the background you can see Stormy, and she's like interacting with I don't think he's a butler, but like the server, and like they're all just kind of joking around with each other, and she's being like all sweet and like she's really polite. Like Stormy's my favorite Kardashian kid. She's like so polite. After that episode, it solidified it. Like she's just sweet. And have you guys seen the TikTok of her and Kylie in the car? Hang on, I can't remember how it goes. I'm gonna watch it again. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was the sound from Euphoria or the sound from White Lotus, but it's White Lotus. So they're sitting in the car and Kylie's texting, and Stormy looks over and she's like, "What are you doing?" And Kylie's like, "Texting." She's like, "Texting who?" She's like, "My sister." "Is there a problem?" "I don't know. Is there?" I've watched that a million times. Also, so has everybody else because it has 122 million views and like 33 million likes. If you haven't seen it, it's so funny. And Stormy does so good. Like she's so serious and so dramatic in it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you guys care about this, but I'm still talking about it anyways. I just I love Kylie. I love Stormy. I love Timothy, and I just love them all. And I saw a meme yesterday, and it was like a little baby, and this guy was standing on his shoulders. I don't. It had to have been Photoshop because there's absolutely no possible way. And they're like looking over a fence, and it was like um, Kylie's son and or no, what was it? Stormy. It was one of the kids and Travis trying to eavesdrop on Kylie and Timothy, which is funny. I wonder what Travis thinks. I'm sure they've met. Yeah, at some point you'd have to have met by this. If you're hanging out with someone's kids, obviously that you know the parents. Not that he hangs out with the kids, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Sophie Turner posted a photo and she's wearing a friendship bracelet that says fearless. So that's all on that one. I wonder if she's going through a hard time, but this divorce does not seem like it's going to go easy or well. I hope for the sake of all of them it does, but like she can't even take her kids back to where she lives or wants to live, which was the agreement. supposedly, allegedly. So now she's in New York at Taylor Swift's apartment, just waiting, which honestly I would never leave. I'd be like, I'm sorry, this divorce is just going on so long. She's like, it's been 5 years, but it's still going on so long. Oh, yeah. Anyway, um, Anya Taylor Joy, if you guys don't know who that is, she played Princess Peach in Mario Brothers. She played in Split, that one with the guy that had the multiple personality, whatever. And The Queen's Gambit, she was in that. I started watching that when I had COVID, and I stopped because I didn't want to associate it with like being sick and being miserable. That was awful. I don't know if any of you have had COVID, but when I had it, it was absolutely horrible. It was like someone literally beat the crap out of me with a bat and then ran me over. And then as soon as I started feeling better, I couldn't taste anything. And I was so hungry, and all I would eat was chips and popcorn because I didn't want to waste food. Like if I couldn't taste it. Yeah, and then I felt like an old person. I would literally go because I would just be stuck in the house all day. And so I'd go drive around town and just look at people's houses and just try and get some sunshine. But yeah. So I've never finished Queen's Gambit is what I'm getting at, but I know people loved it. Yeah, so she got married to Malcolm McRae, and apparently he's a singer and an actor too. He's not really in anything that people would know, I don't think. But Cara Delevingne was there, and Nicholas Holt. Um, so yeah, that's exciting. She's very private about her relationship, which is, it's fine. It's whatever. But that's all I know. This week was kind of a slow week, you guys. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just was slacking, but I feel like nothing really happened that much. I'm not done. We're not the end, but I'm just saying there wasn't there wasn't much to talk about. Um, let's see what else was I was gonna say. Oh, so I'll be gone to like Phoenix, like I said, so I have to record another episode. This is my first pre-recorded episode, not this one, but the next one. So I think I'll do that tomorrow, and I have to come up with another topic to talk about, but it's okay because there's always something to talk about. Let's see. Usher is performing at the Super Bowl this coming year, February 11th. It's at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, where I saw Taylor Swift and Beyonce. It's like I was literally just getting ready for Beyonce the other day. But yeah, so it'll be there. If you guys haven't been there, that building is massive. It is so big. Like, kind of just takes your breath away when you walk into it. Um, but yeah, I don't have a problem with Usher, but I just feel like going from Rihanna to Usher is kind of like, eh, really? I don't know. I guess they had The Weeknd too. I did not like The Weeknd's. The Weeknd gives me very very sinister vibes. Very satanic vibes. And it didn't help when he has like his photo. There's that one where he's like covered in blood. There's like all this blood coming out of his mouth. I don't know what it is, but he kind of like I still listen to some of his music, but just him in general gives me really really bad vibes. So I didn't enjoy his performance. And I honestly don't know that many songs that Usher sings. I know he sings that song "Yeah," um, and "Love in This Club." Um, I'm sure there's more, but that's it. But he has like a residency in Vegas. I think he's like really popular to some people because he has a residency in Vegas, and like I think in the early 2000s he was very very famous and very like top of the charts and stuff, but not so much lately. I don't think he's even done anything lately. But usually I don't know what I'm trying to say. They're either in the middle of promoting something when they're on the Super Bowl or getting ready to promote something, or uh so I think he's about to release an album is what I heard. So, but that's like the first time in a long time that I know of, at least. The last time I remember him releasing something was in high school, which was not that long ago. I wasn't in high school that long ago. Definitely wasn't over 10 years ago. Um, but yeah, So I don't know if I'll be watching this year. I mean, I obviously have to, just because what else am I going to do on February 11th? There's nothing to do at that time. Um, but yeah, uh, what do you guys think of Usher? I don't, I don't, I don't not like him, and I don't like him. I just remember he was in that the Hustlers movie with Jennifer Lopez, and he like spent like I don't know what $40,000 or $50,000 in that strip club one year. It was like right before the economy collapsed. I remember that. Well, I don't remember it, but in the movie that's what they said. Yeah. Anyways, okay, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's coming out October 25th. Um, that's the one I started watching first, and I started watching it like I haven't seen the earlier seasons. I think I started when Erica Jane first started, and she's the one whose husband was that lawyer. He's still alive, but he's like his mind is totally fried. But they had that huge lawsuit because he stole all that money from those people, and she was proven to not be a part of it, and she's kind of innocent with it. So um, that anyway, I saw her on Ellen once, and I kind of was like, oh, maybe I'll start watching. So I started watching that. That's the first Real Housewives franchise I started, and I love it. It's like they have like Birkin bags and um, Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis. Like they have money. They have so much money, and I love it. But they kicked off Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna is the lady. How would you guys know if you don't know Real Housewives? She's the lady with the really big lips and the short, kind of like spiky hair. Um, she's the one that broke that that glass on the table and said, "Don't you ever go after my husband." Oh, this show's so good, you guys. They got rid of her though. But this morning I was thinking, because in the commercials, Denise Richards is back, and when Denise Richards was on, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, Lisa Rinna was so mean to her and so like just vicious and just would relentless with her. And so she quit the show. And my guess is that they wanted Denise Richards back, and she said the only way she'd come back is if Lisa Rinna was gone. Because Lisa Rinna brings the drama. Like she definitely brings the ratings. It'll really be interesting to see what happens with her not being on the show. I'm sure we'll see her every now and then. But yeah, it'll be weird not having her as a main character. Her daughter was the one that dated Scott Disick for a while. Amelia, I think. There's Delilah and Amelia. Maybe it was Delilah. I don't know. The one with dark hair, I do not like. She is the biggest brat I've ever seen, and just watching her in the few episodes that she's in on the show, oh my gosh, I would not be able to stand being around her for 5 seconds. One of the most entitled people I've ever seen on television. Anyway, but they have a new lady on there, Anne Marie Willie or Wiley, Anne Marie Wiley, I think it is. There's only one L. Um, I don't know anything about her. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Denise Richards is back, so that starts on October 25th, and best believe I will be watching. So then the next week after that, Real Housewives of Miami starts, and I just started watching that maybe it was this year, beginning of this year, end of last year probably, because they got rid of it for a while and then they brought it back, and it is good too. These guys have money. This one lady, she lives in a skyscraper. You can drive your car into this elevator and it takes you up to your floor. Like she lived on like the 30th floor or something, and her car, you literally go in this elevator, it takes you up to your garage next to your apartment, and you get out and like walk into your apartment. That is insane. I would be so terrified to do that, wouldn't you? What if it like fell or broke or something? I don't know. That just seems like like ugh, I don't know. Anyway, but they have money too. And this one lady, Lisa, I don't know a lot of their names because I just started watching, but her name's Lisa, and she had this massive house, and the inside was so ugly. I don't know who decorated it, but it was awful. Like one of the most ugly decor, ugly furniture I've ever seen in my entire life. But her husband's the one that was being all rude, like all of a sudden asked for a divorce and like was like basically ignoring her and treating her like dirt. Yeah, And then Gertie, she's the one that plans all the parties and stuff. She has breast cancer, and she's like, they're like kind of all fighting, and she's like getting all mad and upset. She's like, "Do you want to know what's been going on with me lately?" And she like pulls off her wig, and they're all like shocked. So this season should be pretty good. Um, I'm excited. Uh, yeah, like I said, I don't know. My favorite one is probably Nicole. Um, Dr. Nicole Martin is her name. They sold their house for like $40 million to Jeff Bezos' mom. I can't even imagine $40 million for a house. That is crazy. That like I could buy like 17 towns for that much in Utah, and it's just one house. The house is really nice, I will say. It's very, very nice. And these guys have money too. These guys have like Rolls Royces and Bentleys. They have their own like yachts that they pull up to the back of their houses, and like one of them lives on kind of like their own little island. So there's just so much money out there, you guys. And I'm just so confused as to why I don't have any of it. Maybe it's because I just I just don't really work for it. I'm just kidding. Like I work, but obviously there's something I'm missing because even just a fraction of that would change my life. A fraction of Dalton Gomez's divorce settlement would change my life. But here we are in my mom's basement. Anyway, so yeah, look forward to that. Now let's get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This one was good. This Nothing will ever beat that third episode though, you guys. I'm telling you, that third episode was the funniest I've ever seen. But this one was pretty good. There's a scene where first of all, can we talk about how mean Angie is to her husband? Like she literally like doesn't even acknowledge him. It's so sad. It's kind of like the middle child syndrome where you kind of get left out and just kind of like not forgotten but like looked over. Like he'll literally be talking to her and she's not even paying attention to him because she's paying attention to her daughter. I'm like, Kate, it's great that you love your daughter, but you got to give her some space too. You can't just be smothering her all the time. And like I don't know, just that's just really sad to see him. He's like, "Good night, everybody," and like he just walks upstairs by himself, and they're not even paying attention to him. And then the scene where, oh, also spoiler alert, I'm gonna spoil all this stuff. So if you haven't seen it yet, um, and if you don't want to know, skip ahead. Um, but the part where Monica and Whitney are having lunch, and Whitney's like, "I'm just so confused as to why you would come for Angie like that." And Monica literally explained exactly why. She's like, I just, whenever I see anyone acting like that, my friends or anyone, I will call them out on. And she's like, she came for her married to this business, and I thought that was super shady. And Whitney starts talking. She's like, I just don't understand. She's like, I feel like you're getting defensive. And Monica's like, yeah, I'm getting defensive. And she's like, and I don't want it to be like that. I just wanting to understand why you did that. And Monica literally looks at her. She's like, okay, clearly what I'm saying to you is not getting through to you, so I'll say it one more time. And she literally explains it again. She's like, if anyone acts like that, I'm gonna call them out. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, duh, Whitney, she literally just told you that. But then they like go on like nothing's wrong. They're friends again. I just love Monica. Monica's like my favorite one now. And yeah, she can do no wrong in my eyes. And then Lisa, oh my god, Lisa. She's like taking this way overboard. She's acting like Monica's coming after her for being rich, and it's not that. It's the my Fendi purse, my personal shopper from Milan. I rode on a private plane with Snoop Dogg once. Um, like just that stuff. Like everyone knows you're rich. You don't have to say all this stuff unless someone like asks you about it, or there's ways to talk about things like that like humbly. Like no one cares that you're rich. Like no one's being like annoyed that you have money. It's annoying when people with money have to keep proving that they have money and proving that they can afford nice things and name brands. And like she says this one line in it, she's like, I am a person that likes nice things. Or I think everyone likes nice things, Lisa. Like I'm pretty sure that no one would see something nice and be like, oh, I don't want that because it's nice. I don't like nice things. Like who's gonna say that? who's who's gonna say that? She's like, I like nice things, and it's a good thing there's people like me out there because if that's the case, Dolce and Gabbana wouldn't be a business. I'm like, okay, Lisa, let's calm down just a little bit. Anyway, they get in this massive fight at Lisa's little gathering or whatever it is, and then Angie shows up. I'm like, Angie, what are you doing? Like, go away. And Monica's trying to talk to Lisa, and Lisa's like pointing her finger right in her face. She's like, get your finger out of my face. Like, they're being so annoying about it, and Monica's like, I don't feel like it's Monica's fault. Lisa keeps bringing it up, and Monica's like, "I'm sorry, I had to do that, like that thing where you say what you don't like about somebody." And Heather or Lisa's like, "Well, it's not even about that." She's like, "Well, what's it about?" She's like, "It's the after. It's the you calling me a piece of shit," which she did, which I think it just escalated at that point, and tensions were high. But then Angie shows up, and she like tries to shove this cinnamon stick down Monica's mouth, and Monica's like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, go away, Angie." And then they make up eventually, but before that, they're like, uh, Lisa says once again, "We I worked very hard." It's like, "Hey, Lisa, everyone works hard." Well, not everyone. There are some people who don't, but like everyone worked hard. And she like they're sitting next to the table of food, and all the servers are behind it. And Monica's like, "I work hard. These guys work hard." They're kind of just standing there like awkwardly, like kind of smiling. Like it's true though. Like you don't have to keep saying that. We know you work hard. We know you have 7 lawyers. We know all this stuff. Like just drop it, Lisa. You are this is I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't have anything to talk about this season, so she wants to grasp onto this. Um, then there's that whole like drama going down with Meredith knowing this rumor, which apparently more people than just Meredith know because Monica's the one that told Whitney about it, and Whitney was like shocked. It's about um, Angie's husband like stepping out on her with other men, and then it ends on that. It ends on Whitney telling, um, let's see, Whitney telling Angie. But I don't blame Whitney for always wanting to tell people these things. I feel like if you're a good friend, you would say, "Hey, just FYI, I want you to know that people are saying this and this about you." But I think the way she goes about it could be a little bit better. Like maybe not do it at that party with everyone there. Maybe do it privately, and and have Angie confront Meredith, privately, and don't do it in like this big party. But it ends with that, so we'll have to see what happens next time because, um, yeah, I don't know. I just the show is so good, you guys. Someone, my coworker the other day was asking me, they're like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, Real Housewives of Salt Lake," and one of them was like, "Oh, was it pretty accurate?" I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think it's your average Utah housewife, but it's entertaining. That's all I know. The Kardashians. Let's talk about that. This season or this episode was nice because 2 people were not in it, and I won't name who those 2 people are. Um, I'm not talking about Kendall. I guess one of them was in it for a minute. She was on the phone, but I'm talking about Courtney and Travis. I don't mind Travis, but Courtney, like, if she was in it, she'd just be like complaining and whining. But she's pregnant, so I have to stay neutral because I will meet them one day. I will, and I want to. I really want when I do meet them to ask Kris Jenner to adopt me, like, jokingly, because I already have the initials, and I kind of look. I have the same skin complexion as them, I guess you could say, in hair tone. So I'd be like, "Hey, Kris, do you want to adopt me?" Um, anyway, Casey Kardashian has kind of a nice ring to it, doesn't it? But this episode is mostly about Tristan and Chloe, and kind of how their relationship's going. Like you can tell, she obviously sees all the stuff online where people are like, she better not get back together with him, which is true. Like, and she even explains it in this episode. She's like, he keeps saying I'm his person and I'm the one and how he messed up and all this stuff. And she's like, hey, well, if I'm the one, why would you keep hurting me like that over and over and over again? She's like, it's really messing with my mind that if I'm really your person, why would you keep doing that to me? And that's true. Like, Chloe is a very, very good person. Like, to be, like, when she took care of Lamar And she didn't just take care of him, she literally brought photo albums to the hospital to try and jog his memory and get his memory back going. Like she's just she's just good. She's a good person. And I a lot of times like when I'm watching it, I'm like, why would she be doing this? She literally doesn't have to do this. Just step away. But I guess it's just in her heart that she has to do it. Uh, did you see Courtney's baby shower? It was like vintage Disneyland themed. It was like kind of like Small World type stuff. It was really cute. I wish I could have been there. I will say though, um, out of all their houses, Courtney's is my favorite. Courtney's is definitely the best. Kim's Kim's is a massive house. I don't know if you've seen it from like an aerial view, but you should Google it. It's huge. But it's so boring. It is so boring. She says that she likes everything super minimal because her life is so chaotic outside of the house that she wants to come home and just have it clean and have it bare, like just, not a lot going on, which that makes sense, but I'm just not a huge fan of modern. So I don't like it because of that reason. But it's just like even her kids make fun of her house. Like she says when North gets mad at her, she's like, "You have the ugliest house," which I think is funny because I agree with it. But like then there's me. I'm sitting in this room right now. If you guys could see this room, it is just it's a mess. It is totally a mess. I need to get rid of so much stuff, but it's like all stuff that is like pop culture stuff, and I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't know where to put it. I don't know how to display it properly. But eventually, like I need to clean it up because I'm gonna just start doing like video, like YouTube videos, and I want to do like TikTok. I can, clips I can put on TikTok, but not right now because this room was a nightmare. Um, anyway, back to Courtney's house. Courtney's house is the nicest, I think. Has the nicest backyard. It's kind of got that California like southern vibe to it. Um, it's definitely my favorite. Chloe's new house, I haven't seen enough of it to know it's nice. Like it's definitely nice, but I don't know if I love it. And Chris's house is nice, I will say. I'd probably either have her house or Courtney's house. And actually, I do like Kendall's house too. Kendall's is, I think it's a lot smaller than the rest of theirs. I think she lives in Bel Air, I think. Bel Air, Beverly Hills. Hang on one second. Yeah, she lives in Beverly Hills, which is what I thought. So Kylie's house is nice too. Kylie's is huge, but it's more modern too. But she's kind of got that really cool courtyard, like where the pool is, which would be fun to have. Yeah. Um, that's it, you guys. That's all I have. So a lot of you, not a lot of you, but some of you commented on you like the longer episodes. So I'm trying to make them longer. I'm trying not to rush them. I feel like I have to rush. Like I feel like I'm bugging people when I talk. So why would I start a podcast? That's a good question. But I'll try and talk more about myself. It's really hard because I'm a Scorpio and I don't like to talk about myself a whole lot. But yeah, I feel like people have a good point because they say I like listening to this podcast because I like feeling like I'm getting to know them. I like feeling I'm like their friend, and stuff like that. So that's how I am too. Like there's podcasts I listen to, I'm like, I feel like I'm their best friend, and they have no idea who I am. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm going for. I want people to feel like we're friends and feel like if they saw me, they could come up and talk to me, and it would just be like normal. So that's kind of what I'm going for. But that concludes today's topic of pop culture. I'm thinking about doing like picking like three Halloween movies and doing kind of behind the scenes on them. And I'm not doing like scary Halloween. I don't like creepy, gross. Actually, I might do the only. It's not like I get scared of scary movies, obviously, and I don't really watch scary movies. But the one that has always freaked me out the most is The Strangers, and I think it's probably because it is based on a true story, which is sickening. But that's a topic I think I might talk about, kind of behind the scenes on that. So stay tuned, and you'll hear from me tomorrow, but it won't be coming out until next Monday. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and just remember, I think we all sing.